Welcome to your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored today and this week by Decipher. Many market research experts really believe that behavioral changes are occurring so much faster than lead times for new products and services that it is rendering market research less useful for futurecasting. However, as we have learned, technology has a way of opening numerous new paths for research, and here might be another one. Using proprietary tools, 4i Inc. managing partner Eugene Reutberg has conducted over 350 so-called Predictive Foresight projects with clients that include J&J, Mead Johnson, and Georgia Pacific. Eugene explained to RBDR how Predictive Foresight can identify incremental growth opportunities and expand product lifespans.
One of the important question that we had been asking for the last 5 years was to say, can we trust the future recommendation based on the past? And many times we've seen in many applications that's not going to be the case. So we have developed that approach we call foresight-driven approach to really help us not only to understand the past, but also how the consumer behavior needs are going to change in the future, and leveraging that change to start making better recommendations.
The change time period that you're talking about is about how long?
It's typically depends upon a specific situation, so the client's questions could be between a year to 5 years out, or even beyond if the client wants to see something beyond longer term changes.
Okay. With the economy the way it's been for the last 2 or 3 years, has that made your ability to do this foresight more difficult?
Oh, actually, while it is difficult because it changes a little bit more frequently, but it's also more exciting because you can see the consumer changes more faster and you can validate some of the foresights that we have. So the behavior of 2008, before 2008 versus 2009, 2010, and 2012, you can see 2 or 3 different types of behavior from a consumer. So it provides more data points for us to validate that.
Mm-hmm. But if the consumer is changing so much more rapidly and more frequently, how does that help somebody who's trying to put together a 2 or a 3 or a 5-year plan?
The changes of a consumer are predictable, and because that's the whole idea of foresight, of predictive foresight. We're trying to say that yes, they are changing, but they're not changing in a random fashion. It's clear a recession is impacting, jobs are not available, so the consumers are not paying a lot more money for what you used to pay. There is more need for the promotion. So some of those changes are predictable, and that's the whole idea, is to be able to predict the changes and then leveraging that for a longer term view for the clients. What we've been doing with the clients right now is to help them to understand how right now consumers are going to be changing post-recession. Okay. Which is happening right now, will be happening in the next year or two. Will it be the same behavior? Will it be different? Will it come back to the before 2008? Those are the type of questions that we're addressing right now.
So in essence, although in the 17, 18 years I've been in the market research industry, researchers have always tried to not predict the future because they're not very good at it. You're taking that head on.
Yes, that's exactly right. But we're trying to say that the way the consumers are changing could be predictable. So we're just trying to add one more predictive analytics element to the consumer insights to say, can we also assess how it might change? Look at the different type of trends, consumer trends, health and wellness, other type of trends. Those trends have not come to market just accidentally overnight. Okay. The people have been worrying about the health and they wanted, and those things could have been predicted to say how the change is going to happen.
Eugene, in very much in brief, what kind of success rate have you had in the time that you have been marketing this foresight capability?
Well, after 350 plus projects for 45 different clients, we've had enormous success in demonstrating the value of foresight-driven approach. In specific examples, that would be in a way to help to identify a new incremental growth opportunities, which clients have not seen, or actually increasing a higher probability of the client meeting the growth targets. So in a number of different examples, our growth opportunities or recommendation based on our approach would provide 40 to 50% improvements over their traditional growth approaches.
And the dollars we're talking about, a range to do a typical project is what?
Range depends upon the type of the project. If we're dealing with strategic growth questions, it would go between 100,000 to 300,000, which is a fraction of the cost when the larger management consulting firms trying to address those questions.
For more information, you can email Eugene at ereutberg@4iconsult.com. By the way, he's actually running a conference on this subject here in Chicago late this week. That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored by Decipher. We'll be back tomorrow with a different researcher explaining her foresight opportunity. Until then, have a great research day.